Hello, everyone. Good evening, and thank you for being here today. So it's a very important session for us, for we have completed 1 year, and we are entering into the 13th month of our functioning. We started on 8 March 2022, and so by Women's Day, we completed 1 year. So what is Hold Forum for Women? Let me give you some brief introduction about us. First, by starting introducing our founders and co-founders, may I have a hi from Vasumati. Hi, Vasu. Okay, and maybe have a hi from Anjali.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you all.
And myself, Devi, and there's another co-founder, Bhairavi, whom we all sing. Okay, I'm going to mute Vijaya, whom you'll be seeing tomorrow. Right, like, so what is Hold? Let me tell our objectives that why we have formed. So the objective of us like here is to share the experiences that are different and understanding and provide space to share and bringing in experts to share. And also sharing some research and findings about certain important topics that matter to women. So what's our mission here? To create a supportive space for women to come together to share their experiences, especially with hormonal changes in any stage of their life. In this space, there'll also be opportunities to learn from each other as well as from experts. Together, we'll explore, be informed, and challenge taboos and myths about this topic. So now the vision for us is to create an online community of women who hold space together during the different hormonal phases of women's experience. Women of all ages have increased access to information and expertise around this topic. We hope that this creates a better everyday experience for all women through increased self-awareness and validation from others in this community. And they're empowered to develop resilience and well-being in their journey. So what we have observed in the last 12 months of our sessions is like women are happy that there's a space for them to topic that matters, especially on menopause and the other hormonal changes. So we brought in experts in the field of menopause, gynecologists, nutrition, or orthopedician and physiotherapist. We also went around about fashion and design. We had an earlier detox session. So one thing stood as proof for continuing this journey for us is everyone felt that it is very important to have a space like this and share what they underwent, and also feel that be assured that there is someone like them and there's someone to hear about what they've undergone and they're not alone. For me, especially like being part of this means a lot. Like, so I was also mentioning in my social media, like, so wishing Women's Day anymore is just not a 3-letter word, but it's more meaningful that we made something different for them and created a slightly happier women through this initiative. So today, what we are going to have is a 3-day session. It's beginning of the 3-day session. It's detox practices. So it's going to be anger and stress and fear detox sessions. So it's going to be conducted by Nadia and Vasumati. So Nadia is already a service industry professional. She wanted to put in that way that she is for service and also working as well as a service industry professional, and have over 16 years of experience in heartfulness practicing. Vasumati is a chief financial officer for innovation mobility, and also a tutor and also practicing heartfulness for the last 15+ years. Now over to Nadia and for the session. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us from wherever you're joining us around the globe. It's a pleasure to have you all today here with us. So it's a beautiful day, and Sister Devi has put across this session. It's a beautiful session, so I thought I expressed my willingness to join it, and she has accepted gracefully. Thank you, Sister Devi, for introducing us to such a beautiful forum. And let's get started with today's session. Today's session is all about anger. So our topic for the day is anger. We all experience anger at some point in our life, me included. No one is prone to anger that it won't happen, it won't show up for you. We know it is there, but how is it happening? What is happening when anger shows up? That is something we are going to speak about today, and how we can use anger detox to move out of that moment of anger into a space where we feel much more settled. So what is anger is where I will start from. So immediately whenever anger surfaces, we are experiencing an emotional outburst. And either it is directed to our own selves, or it is directed on somebody else. Could be anyone, could be a family member, could be somebody unknown to us. But in reality, anger is an energy. When anger is surfacing, we are feeling an emotional outpouring. Now we need to step back after this session, after learning about what is anger. If anger is energy, I encourage you to step back and just observe how is it flowing through your system. What is it doing? Is it making you any different? Is it just, don't try to repress it, try to face it. Try to be aware what patterns are triggering the anger. What are the needs which are not met? That is the reason of anger bringing up. Or what are the longings, or what are the reactions when you are in that angry space? Then we should ask ourselves, what can I do differently when angry? That is something which we are going to speak about today. So getting to know more about anger, it is like fire. It destroys everything: happy family, relationships, friendships, peace of mind. So in other words, if I will say that if you are holding a hot burning coal in your own hand, let's say that is anger, who will be the first one who is taking the hit? That's my own self. So the first person to be taking the hit through anger is my own self. But is it only restricted to me? No, that's not true. The other point is, there is one of the masters, he said that if you throw stone on water, it will go and drop down deeper. Now that's an outlash towards somebody else. Now when the stone is running over the water, it's fine. But how deep it has left an impression, no one knows. So we are just sowing seeds as well for anger somewhere. We have to be very careful of this energy, of the way we release this energy, of the way how we tackle this energy. It can often lead to bitterness, revenge, fear, self-affliction, loss of self-confidence, and loss of courage in many cases. So obviously, looking at the way anger plays a role in our life, we have to take care of it, and we have to know how to handle the anger within us. Nevertheless, it is taking a toll at our physical body as well, manifesting as stiffness in the body, physical dysfunction, or a loss of energy, sensitivity, not being aware what I'm doing, losing control of your own emotions, thoughts, and actions. But each thought and action which is uncontrolled, which is not monitored, leaves an impression. So we have to be very careful with this anger energy when we are releasing it. Just giving you an example, there was a recent experiment done by the scientists in which they were reading the tears. So later on, if you want, we can share the video as well. It was done, and it was found that they were reading the tears of joy, tears of happiness, tears of anger. When they were reading the tears of anger, they found the tears of anger were contracting. They were diminishing in size. That is what anger does to ourselves as well, in our heart as well. We are contracting. And in that moment of contraction, the first thing to take hit is our communication. We close the doors of communication when we are angry. And if that is the case, you might have heard many times people saying that you are not communicable, I'm not able to communicate with you. Why does that happen? Because it's the nature of anger, how it behaves when it surfaces. So there are varied reasons for whatever reasons we get angry, but there are physical consequences to our anger as well. That is the sad side of the story. Many people experience physical effects such as cardiac incoherence, prolonged high BP, hormonal disorders, alteration to the immune system, decrease in concentration, etc. So as I speak, you are seeing anger is leaving an impression behind in your heart whenever it surfaces. Though the anger may have passed, the emotional memory may still remain and become the seed for the future bouts of anger. This can become a habit, and flooding the heart with a higher love can dissolve this habit and offer permanent freedom through it. But how do we deal with such a distorted energy? How do we deal with anger? That is what we are going to do today, and try to learn how are we going to handle the anger within our own action field. So anger is an emotional reaction to something which is not aligned to us, to something which is not making us happy. So it could be anything, somebody is saying something which is not making us happy, and it deprives us of our joyful state. So cleaning of these impressions restores that joyful state back again. But is it all in the words? No, it's not going to help us in the words. So we are going to do a small practice and just going to see how this small practice can move us out of the state of anger. You can do this practice at your home as well.